upper back pain has arrived. Okay, this is ridiculous. Steroid shots right into your, oh my gosh, pain. They're just like, oh yeah, it's still good, but I'm like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am 31 weeks and I'm going to be doing an update for you guys for weeks 29 and 30. So let's just dive right in. Alright, so week 29, that was around like the beginning of March. So it started off with Liam having a stomach virus, and the first day he just was throwing up and having diarrhea all over the place. Really fun. I felt it was so sad. He threw up everything. He couldn't keep anything down. We went to the doctor and they gave him a little medicine for the throwing up. But unfortunately for the next 9 days he had diarrhea, which was a huge setback in my opinion for his potty training that we've been doing. We had been doing potty training for like 3 or 4 weeks before, and then he had to go back to pull-up because he couldn't control the diarrhea from coming out. Luckily he is done with that, and he's doing good with his potty training, so yay. But that was so exhausting for me to just be bending over, cleaning up, taking him, running, trying to, oh, it was definitely hard on both of us, and I am very glad that he's done with the sickness. So my symptoms, yes. My symptoms for these last 2 weeks, a lot of the same, but way more intense. Like for instance, my heartburn has gotten to the point where I didn't know that could be a heartburn. Like it's up in my throat, down all the way here. It feels like it's burning, like I can't move. Oh my gosh, it's the worst. So I have to take Zyrtec for that or I'm screwed. So thirsty. I am so thirsty all the time. I will drink, I have this water bottle by my bed, and I know you're not supposed to drink at night because I get up to go to the bathroom like 5 times a night, but I get so thirsty I have to drink 2 of these throughout the night, and I drink like, I don't even know how many during the day, but like, it's not even because I'm like, oh, I need to drink my water. It's more like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die if I don't have water. It's crazy. So contractions, I've been having Braxton Hicks contractions almost this entire pregnancy. These weeks they've gotten a lot more feeling like the labor contractions, where they just kind of like, and it goes into your back and it goes into your stomach and it goes into your hips and your legs. So, and a couple of them have been almost where, you know, they say that you should be able to talk through them. Like I couldn't talk through them. I was just like, so that's been fun. Upper back pain has arrived. I know people usually complain about lower back pain, but I've been just having the worst back pain on my upper back, to the point where it's all I can think about. Like it's all consuming. Like the pain is just takes over, and it's so annoying. And I just try to do all these things to like relieve it. Like I have a heat pad. I do like my little back roller. I do my yoga, but like it is so there. And now I have to change how I sleep. So I have to prop myself up with pillows, almost like a recliner in my bed, because I can't sleep on my sides anymore because my ribs feel like they're collapsing. I don't know. It's getting fun. We're getting down to like, okay, this is ridiculous. I need to not be pregnant anymore kind of thing. Varicose veins. So you guys know I've been complaining about my varicose veins on my legs, and of course they're ugly, but the painful thing is the more thing that I'm concerned about right now. It has gotten so painful to get out of bed that I could scream out in pain of how much it hurts. Your blood is trying to come out of, like, it feels like your leg's gonna explode. So this last weekend, when I was 30 weeks, I guess, I don't know, I guess maybe I overdid it that weekend. I wasn't trying to overdo it. I wasn't doing things that I thought were going to be overdoing it, but my body just thought it was too much. I don't know. But I've been having contractions, you know, every 15 minutes or so, but then they started to get to be like, okay, 5 minutes apart. and they were painful. And then my doctor said if I had 12 contractions in a span of 2 hours, so 6 in an hour and 6 in an hour, that I should go straight to the labor and delivery. Well, that happened. And then I was like, I don't know if I should go because I bet it's just, you know, Braxton Hicks and I'm just, I don't know. I have this thing, like I don't want to like bother people and like false alarm people or whatever, but it kept happening the whole day. And so it was, I waited a bit long. And then I was just like, I had this feeling like I should go in to labor and delivery. So I went in, they got me checked in, and I got checked in at night. Like it was, I think it was 7:30 that I got checked in on Saturday night. They brought me into triage room and they put the monitors on me right away, and they could see baby's heartbeats and they were good, and they saw my contractions and they were coming in at 2 minutes apart consistently and strong. So they were like, okay. And then they had an ultrasound tech come in, and she did an ultrasound on me. Side, let's pause right here and talk about this ultrasound tech, okay? She was just a little odd. I don't know. She's just like chewing gum and like going around, and she was, I don't know, like the way she was moving the ultrasound stick on my belly, like it was like painful. Like she wasn't being gentle whatsoever. So annoying. And I'm already like having contractions, so when you have a contraction and then she's like pushing down, oh my gosh, I was like, this is painful. Not to be TMI, but like when they do the internal to measure your cervix, she couldn't get it in, so I had to do it for her. Like she would, I don't know, I'm like, lady, you need to get it together. Anyway, so that was fun. And so finally, she was done finally. They came in and they were like, okay, we have some good news and some bad news. Your cervix hasn't changed, which was a lie. I found out later. But anyway, your cervix hasn't changed, but the baby B, they said the baby B's fluid levels were low. And they don't like that. So they're like, okay, so we're going to have you check in for the night. We're going to get you a room. And I was just like, no. Like I was hoping that they were going to be like, you're fine, go home. But no. So they got me a room, and I'm just feeling, and they got me the IV, and you know, they had the drip going because they thought that it would take away the contractions if they thought that I was dehydrated or something, which I knew I wasn't because I was drinking my water like crazy. But anyways, so they got me the IV drip, and then I had to go change into the robe and everything, and I had left my big bag of like my labor and delivery stuff like in the car because I was like, there's no way I'm staying here. But I had some stuff in my purse. But anyways, so I got ready, got into the bed and everything. They hooked me up, and I don't know if you guys know, like it is such a nightmare to keep those stupid like little heart monitors on the babies because they're moving all around and like they don't stay in the right spot, so they're constantly fiddling. And by this time it was around 11:30 when I'm like in my room and everything, and I had switched over to a new nurse, and then I overheard the nurses talking to each other, and they were like, when her last ultrasound, she was 4.7 centimeters, and now she's 3.7. But hey, it's not that big of a difference or whatever. But for me, I'm like, 3.7 sounds like it's less than 4.7, so clearly the contractions are making my cervix thin out. I don't know, that's just logic in my mind, but I don't know. I was just, I'm glad I overheard it, but it's kind of weird that they didn't tell me. I went into the room. They got the steroid shot for their lung development out, and it goes right into your butt. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm not gonna say that it's the worst pain in the world because it's not. I've been through more pain than that, like with my C-sections and stuff, but it is the worst shot I've ever received, ever. Not to scare you, but the needle hurts, but not as much as when they shoot that stuff in and it just spreads and it's just like pain. Oh my gosh, and it's in your butt and you're just like, what is happening? So anyways, and the worst part about it is it's not just one shot, it's a 24-hour shot. So you have to be there for another 24 hours and get another one. And you know this the whole time. You're like, oh my gosh, I have to wait and get another one of these horrible, horrible shots. I had to sleep that night. It really was almost impossible. I would just the contractions were so horrible that I couldn't sleep through them. And then the nurses coming in and trying to change the little heart monitors to be on the right spot all the time, and just, ugh. So finally it was morning, and it was daylight savings, so it actually was an hour earlier than it felt. It's 6 a.m., really 5 a.m. Still having contractions close together, and just waiting for my ultrasound to see if McKenna's fluid is good. So anyways, the next day they sent another ultrasound tech lady to come in and do another ultrasound on me to see if the fluid was up or not. So she did an ultrasound, a biophysical profile, and she was like, oh, your babies are great. They passed 8 out of 8, which is like they have to do all these little things where they check, they see if their babies are breathing or practice breathing, they see if the babies are moving enough, they see if they have enough fluid, heart rate, how much they weigh, stuff like that. And they score them either a 1 or a 2. And if they get all 2s, then they get an 8. And then that's like an A+ or whatever. So both babies got an A+ and passed that. And they said, and then I heard that, again, I overheard the ultrasound tech telling the nurse that the ultrasound tech the night before didn't know how to measure the fluid for twins, and she did it wrong, and her fluid was fine. So I was so annoyed. I was like, are you kidding me? So, and I had already gotten the shot and everything, so I was just like, oh my gosh. That irked me a lot, because like, you shouldn't have people working in a hospital that don't know what they're doing. It's wrong. So anyways, my contractions were still going on, and I was sitting there. Corey came with Liam to visit me, so that was really nice of them, and just waiting for a doctor to come in, tell me something. He brought me a bagel and an apple because their breakfast sucked. So that was really nice. I was able to get up and go to the bathroom. They showed me how to work the whole thing. So by the end, I was like a pro. I was like plugging in my little heart monitors, and I was like bringing my IV with me, and like, anyway. I wanted to share with you guys the actual stuff that I used for my little short hospital stay. That really, I think, I'm so happy that I had with me. And those things are, thankful that I brought my chapstick. I have the Burt's Bees chapstick, and I was so happy because I don't know what it is about hospitals, but it just makes me feel dry and gross. Also used the Listerine that I brought. Now I think they had some, but I just used mine. The Dove wipes, which I'm very happy that I had, because I just felt, you feel disgusting, and you feel like you could smell yourself, and you're just like, ugh. And to me, I'm like, ew, this is disgusting. So I use the Dove wipes, and I just wash my arms, my armpits, anywhere else that I felt I needed to feel clean, like behind my neck or whatever, and it felt so great. I'm so happy that I brought them. Also, Dove deodorant. I brought my deodorant. Very happy that I brought that little lotion that smelled good, kind of like a perfume / lotion, and it had shea butter in it, and it kind of smelled like berries, and that also helped me. And my hands were really dry, so I really liked having that lotion as well. I brought a phone charger in my purse. I just was like, I need this thing. And my battery, so it was at the end of the day, and my batteries were really low. What I did wish I brought was an extension cord, because, and I don't know why I didn't think of this, because it's very hard to reach to get to all the outlets. Like, it's very far from the bed. so it was a little bit difficult to get to my phone. So I really, if I could go back, I would have brought an extension cord. I used my hairbrush because I hate having gross hair. And my hair was just like in a ponytail, but I still brushed it out and it felt really nice. And also a hair tie to tie back your hair. Because when I went in, I had my hair down from the day. And then as I was there, I was like, ugh, I need to get this hair out of my face. And I was so glad I had a hair tie. I'm very happy that I brought my Bluetooth headphones. I bring them everywhere with me, but I'm very happy that I brought them. If I was giving birth, I'm not sure that I would need them, but I wasn't. I was just sitting there. So yes, I am very happy. I also am very happy that this was the next day, I told my husband to go get me my tea that I like from my house. It's just like a French vanilla chai tea and stevia. So I asked him to bring stevia and the chai tea, and he brought it to me, and then they just gave me hot water, and I was able to have the tea that I like and the flavor I like, and that was really comforting. I have that every morning, so it was really nice. Also a change of underwear. You definitely need a change of underwear. I feel like that is just an essential. But yeah, I think that's all of my things that I think are important to have with you. For my one night stay at the hospital. So they came into my room and said, good news, we are gonna move up your steroid shot. So they were gonna give me the steroid shot at 12 o'clock at night, but they moved it to 1 in the afternoon. So I was so happy because they said after the steroid shot, you can go home. So good news, I get to go home today. I'm waiting to get the next round of steroid shots, which hurt so bad. But anyway, so I'm waiting for that, and that should come in about 1 o'clock. It's 12:30 right now, so I'm just waiting for the steroid shot, and then they said I could go home, and I'm so happy because I just want to go in my bed or stretch or do some yoga or something because I am done with this place. My contractions are still 1 to 3 minutes apart. They haven't gotten better, but that's just how it is. And they're pretty strong, like I can feel them. They go into my back and my legs and my hips, but they're not, my cervix isn't dramatically changing, so I get to go home, which I'm very, very thankful for, because these babies need to stay in there. Yeah, they gave me my next steroid shot in the other butt, and it hurt, but surprisingly it didn't hurt as bad as the first one. I don't know if it had to do with the position, it was a different nurse, I don't really know. Probably all those things, but it didn't hurt as bad. It still hurt, don't get me wrong, but I was like, okay. And maybe I was just so excited about leaving that I didn't care. Who knows? Who knows? So I got to go home, and then they really told me, they're like, look, if you don't sit and like rest, like bed rest basically, they're not really allowed to say bed rest because they're not my doctors, so they just have to say you need to sit down and take it easy and not do anything basically. If I don't do that, they said, then I'm gonna have these babies early. Moving forward from there, today I had a doctor's appointment, my 31-week doctor's appointment, and the babies are doing fantastic. Again, they passed. They got an 8 out of 8 on their ultrasound. They are so cute in there. It is adorable. Yeah. Logan, the boy, baby A, he has dropped so far down that the only way that they can see his head is if they're doing an internal. When they're on my belly looking, they can't see his head. Like, and then they were both head down, but McKenna, the girl on baby B, she decided to go transverse. So she's actually sideways on my belly, which doesn't really feel that good. But she's also doing great, and she actually has so much fluid in her sac that she has 8 centimeters, and the ultrasound tech said the normal, or the normal is 2 centimeters. So she's doing great. She has tons of water. I don't even know what they were talking about. my cervix is shortening though. Last week it was 4.7. Then this weekend it was 3.7. And now, today, at 31 weeks, it is 2.8. So that tells me that these contractions are moving my cervix. The doctors are very nonchalant and they don't want to scare me, I think. Like, they're just like, oh yeah, it's still good. But I'm like, I don't know. It sounds to me like it's moving. But the good news is it's not tunneling or it's not opening. So the cervix is like this. It's just closing thinner and thinner. It's not opening. Okay? So it has to get thinner, it has to open, and it has to get soft. And that's the three things that the cervix does in order for you to give birth. And so right now mine is thinning. So at least it's not tunneling or whatever, but it's just kind of like, I don't really want to be thinning out right now at 31 weeks because really I would like to have at least 7 more weeks of being pregnant for the babies, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. So yeah, they were like, okay, you're gonna come back next week as well. And I really was supposed to go in to that doctor every 2 to 3 weeks for an ultrasound, but he wants me to come back next week as well. And I already have my regular doctor's appointments to go to like every other week as well. So the doctor's appointments are stacking up. That's pretty much it for my 2 weeks update of 29 and 30. Just praying that these babies are gonna stay put in here and that I can bear with all these symptoms. So it's just one day at a time. Keep me in your prayers, please, guys. I don't want these babies to be born too early and have to stay in the NICU. Like, that's like my #1 thing I do not want to happen. I know that if they do have to stay in the NICU, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just something that I don't really want to happen. So really quick, I'm going to show you guys my bum shot and measure my stomach. Side, front, other side. Still wearing my sweatpants because you know. And then of course, without my shirt on. And I'll just do a really quick measurement. I'm not really sure how to do this exactly. Alright, so a little bit past 41 inches, like maybe 41 1/4 or so. Right now I have a little over 6.5 pounds of baby in me, which is kind of crazy to think about. Liam was born at 6'1", 6 pounds and 1 ounce. So I'm already carrying more than I was with him at 30 weeks. If you guys have questions for me, please put them down below and I can do a video answering all you guys' questions, either about myself or the babies, my pregnancy or my son, or anything. Any questions that you guys have, just let me know down below and I will try to get together like a Q&A video for you guys. So that might be kind of fun. So yes, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell so you won't miss any more of my videos or updates, and I will see you guys in my next video.